Next, we have physical science, and the resources we'll be using for that include Apologia's Exploring Creation through Physical Science, the Tests and Solution Manual for Exploring Creation through Physical Science, and one additional resource that you may find helpful is Exploring Creation with Physical Science Student Notebook. And the way you can tell that this is different is it has this giant black binding on it. So let's just talk about physical science, and then I'll tell you how you might be able to use these resources. In physical science, every module will be given 2 weeks for study. And here's the procedure that we'll use to learn some skills. First, you're going to come to class and we're going to conduct the experiments. As we are conducting those experiments, you're going to journal your observations. We call this a lab journal. 6 times throughout the year, you'll be asked to write a formal lab report on one of the experiments that we conduct in class. So we'll go through the steps of writing a formal lab, and you can also look back in the back of your challenge guide. There's a how-to section with a sample formal lab report there as well. When you open to the module that is assigned, you'll start by skimming that module for all of the vocab and the formulas. And you'll want to, again, put those onto flashcards or onto some type of a document that you can fold in half so that you can be drilling them every day. Just like in our previous subjects, it's so important to drill and memorize the vocab and the formulas. Next, you'll read the module and take notes. Now, this is really important. If you read a little bit every day, you're looking at somewhere between 8 to 10 pages of reading a day. If you wait and you procrastinate, you're going to be trying to cram 40 pages or more of reading, and you'll not be able to take in all of that information. So make sure that you're diligent in breaking this into pieces throughout your week. Apologia invites you to test your memory and what you're learning along the way, and so they've sprinkled in on your own questions during each section. So you'll want to solve those on your own questions either in your student notebook or in a separate composition notebook. After you have finished with the labs and the formal lab report, you've memorized your vocab and formulas, you've read the module, and you've completed all the on your own questions, now you're ready to move into the studying phase. So Apologia has offered a study guide which you'll complete, and that study guide will help you to review everything you've learned and to prepare for the test. After you've studied for several days, you'll go ahead and take the Apologia test that is provided for you by Apologia, and then you can grade that with your parent. In the spring semester, you will have the opportunity to research any topic within the scientific fields. So be thinking about what interests you or what you're curious about. And then we'll talk more about that science research project over Christmas break and leading into spring. So each week you'll have a small assignment, whether that's discovering new information and writing those on note cards, or sorting them out and creating an outline, or writing your essay. Eventually, you will present that research to the class, and the class will ask you questions about it. So it's a great opportunity for you to investigate something you're interested in. When it comes to assessing physical science, there are several ways you can do this. First of all, you can assess your lab journal entries. So remember, each experiment that we conduct in class, you're going to be jotting down your observations. And so my student will earn up to 10 points for each one of those lab journal entries. There will be those 6 formal lab reports, so you can also assess those. You can assess the tests, and finally, the research project in the spring.